How to study for 20 hours in a day?
The simple answer is you don't. You ideally shouldn't. NEET PG preparation or PG preparation is not a sprint. It is like a marathon. You need to conserve your energy in the beginning to reach the finish line. It's not about how good your start is. It's about how well you're ending the race. You don't have to overwork and try to overcompensate in a day in the initial phase itself. You're neither being productive in those hours, nor are you sleeping and consolidating whatever you have read, and you will also end up spoiling your health and will just end up feeling burnt out within 2 or 3 days.
Then why are we making a video by this title? Because we got DMs asking us about such questions. But if you want to know how to put 12 to 16 hours a day consistently, then you are at the right place. So welcome back to Med Indian and let's dive right into today's topic. We all know that one person who seems to somehow manage to do everything that they plan to and complete their goals and also head out and play for an hour a day. Or we also know people who are working as well as studying. When we always often think if they have the same 24 hours as we do in a day. How do they do this? The answer is not any superpower. Think about it. When were you the most productive? It is either when you wanted to prove yourself to someone, or rather prove someone else wrong, or be better than someone else, or it's just sometimes the fear of failure. The fear of failure gets us to do a lot more, like say the day before the exam. We can complete more syllabus than we could do the entire year itself. It is always the week before the exam we are the most efficient and productive. Why does this actually happen? It's because more the time we have, more we stretch out our work to fit the time. When we have more time, we give more time than necessary for the same activity, which in reality can be finished in half the time. That means we are either going way too deep into the topic or just staying in front of our books while our mind has already gone to what to do after the exam. So, how do we maintain focus throughout the day and consistency throughout the year? First thing is to decide if you are a morning person or a night person. Fix a schedule for your day, for your sleep and wake time. If it is fixed, you will have a more productive day because if you're playing with your sleep cycle, it might feel like you're putting more hours, but in reality, they're just being unproductive. If you're studying when you're groggy, there is no point in studying at that time at all. You might as well sleep on your bed than sleep on your books. And also, when you fix your sleeping time, you will try and utilize your awake time more productively than someone who just happens to think that anyway I can push my sleeping time by an hour or more and compensate. When you do this, you are not only not sleeping, you are also ruining your next day because you'll wake up late and everything gets disrupted. That will become a vicious cycle. So when you have a cutoff limit, you will learn to manage your time better. So fix your sleep and wake up time, and no matter what, you have to finish the topics before that time. One warning if you are a night person. Please start changing your schedule at least a month before the exam because it takes time to change the schedule and your routine. You definitely don't want to give a bad exam only because you were sleeping at the time of the exam. So start changing your schedule for the exam hours as at least a month before. Second is giving power to your time, giving power to every hour. Give it the weightage or the respect that it deserves. This is what we or most people do in any exam. Why is the 3 hours of the exam so precious and not 3 hours of any other day? Why? Because the exam has weightage and it has a fixed duration. There is someone who will take the paper away from you at exactly the 3-hour mark. And it also has consequences. It decides if we will pass or fail, we will get our desired seat or not. So those 3 hours are being given weightage and importance by you. So what do we do in the exams? We keep looking at the watch. Say we have our university paper. We would have made a strategy beforehand that 10 markers will take more time, 3 markers around 5 minutes or so. So we allot accordingly and set a particular time limit, at which time we check our watch, and if we are going slow, we catch up. and we do adjustments to our speeds to cover the rest of the paper in the remaining time. We should be using the same method while studying as well. Give that power to your hour. Respect to your time. By that, what do I mean? You have to keep deadlines. To understand its importance and give it some respect, give it weightage. This is how we can be more productive. What does this mean? We will set a particular goal for the hour or two before we begin. We have to have a proper schedule and target. The target should be reasonable and try to put slightly tighter schedule. By that I mean slightly bigger target. So you try your best to cover whatever you have planned in that time. And when you consider this time as precious, you will try and make sure that you will cover whatever you have planned for that hour. Say the target is to complete a topic or subject. We will calculate the number of pages and based on our speed of reading, we will keep the target as say 30 to 40 pages topic in 2 hours. That will be 3 minutes per page of your notes. Then the goal is to focus for these 2 hours and somehow complete the goal. Every 20 to 30 minutes, we will check on the time to see our progress speed and increase our study speed accordingly and stick to the allotted time for that topic as much as possible. Taking subject-wise tests and GTs also work in the same principle that there is a cutoff and you have to finish your portions before that time. Once you're done with the 2 hours allotted topic, you can go for a 10-minute break. You can select a Pomodoro app which has flexibility in setting your time. The 30 minutes plus 5 minutes is generally for people who have very low attention span or for the beginners. Like when you're starting out, you will need something in the initial stages, you will need something to help you sit through the 30 minutes as well. But once you start building your routine, it is important to sit for longer hours because we will end up using the 30 minutes break and 5 minutes of studying. So for initial stages 30 plus 5 is useful, but later on it's better if you can go for the 55 minutes plus the 5 or 2 hours of study plus 10 minutes of break. What not to do in the 10 minutes break is also important. In that 10-minute break, please don't switch to any social media because we know very well how much time we will end up using it for. Once we start, there is no end. And even in that rare occasion, if you are able to get back to your books in the 10 minutes, your mind will still be thinking about what you saw on Instagram or about that controversy on Telegram and will become difficult to get back to focus. You can try going for a walk, taking a small nap, talking to friends or your family or freshening up or anything that doesn't take more than 10 minutes and also does not distract you. If keeping a cutoff or the fear of an exam or an upcoming test does not motivate you enough to sit through the hours of study that you have planned, try keeping a reward system. What will make you complete your target is a small reward. If you complete the target of your 2 hours, be true to yourself, and if you don't complete the target, you will not get your reward. It can be anything that you like to do or you want to see on TV or whatever it might be. This reward system will keep you wanting to complete your targets. If the reward system does not work for you, keep a tab by making yourself accountable. You have to try reporting to a friend after every session and be able to both ask and answer questions from the topic that you have just read. In this way, both you and your friend will be accountable for each other and you will both complete the topics on time. Or you can make a Telegram or WhatsApp group of like-minded people who will complete similar goals, quiz each other, keep points for that, and also have fun while studying. Next is to identify what is causing you to be distracted and removing it from your surroundings. If it is your phone, but you want it for studying, for say seeing your videos, for solving MCQs or alarm, make sure to optimize your phone to avoid distractions. If you want to know how to do that, do check out this small 2-minute video that is there linked in the description with this video. It will be very useful for you to focus. Don't keep unrealistic goals. Initially, it will take more time to read in the first reading. Some topics will take more of your time. Put targets that can be achieved in the time that you are providing for it. If you put a target saying I'll finish a lot of things in a very small amount of time, you're keeping very high expectations
And when you do this, you will not only be able to not reach your goals, but will also end up being demotivated, and you will start questioning yourself, and you will start feeling demotivated, and you will not feel like continuing to study. Believe me, the best motivation is not got by listening to others. It's when you are able to complete your targets for the day, or when you start scoring better, when you better your marks, or when you're on track, or when you end up being better every single day than the previous day. And don't compare with your friends. Have a healthy competition and do well together. Next is taking adequate breaks. Taking adequate breaks when you feel very tired and burnt out, or when you're feeling saturated, is important, because whatever you read when you're saturated, in that state, it is not going to go into your mind. You're just acting like you're reading, but you're not. Also, give enough time in your schedule for sleep, for some kind of exercise, give time to meditate, or anything that freshens you up. Nobody is a machine, and you're not going to be able to maintain consistency if you don't give that much needed rest to your body and mind. So think of your dream branch in that dream college where you want to really be. To be very frank, it doesn't matter to anybody else where you do your residency from or which branch except you. So you need to decide if you are willing to be selfish enough to reach the dream branch in your dream college. It's just a matter of 6 months of consistency and dedication to get to where you see yourself in the future. So give your best. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, sharing it with your friends. Comment down if you watched this video till the end, and if you find this useful. It takes a lot of effort to bring these, and thank you for watching.